with the Ranger's Respite. I'm Philip, and this is Drinking Geeks. Hey guys, Philip here for Drinking Geeks, and it is Whiskey Wednesday. Now, members of the Whiskey Club and patrons voted on what I was reviewing this week, and they chose Writer's Tears. Now, Writer's Tears is a copper pot Irish whiskey that in Virginia sells for roughly $40 before tax, and it sort of markets itself as being a step up from your standard Jameson, Bushmills, or Tullamore Dew, and it is, but it's just an okay whiskey. It's not really particularly complex, or thought-provoking or challenging in any way, but I like it. It's one of the few Irish whiskeys that I really enjoy. This is my second time filming it, so I already have some whiskey in my glass. Let's go over this again. On the nose, it is a very typical Irish whiskey. It has that typical Irish whiskey sort of coppery note and the sort of usual, sweet, malty center with like that coppery tinny taste, and then some like sort of not really sour but green apple-ish notes sitting on top. It's not very strong smelling, and it's not really particularly amazing. On the palate, it's the same. There's sort of a honey malty note with like a shortbread flavor in there, and that really typical coppery metallic taste, and then green apple. It's not super complex. It's more interesting than a lot of budget whiskeys, but that's because it's not really a budget whiskey itself. It's one of those cases where I really do agree with Rex and Daniel from the Whiskey Tribe. It is a fantastic name. If the whiskey was more interesting, I think it would fit the name a lot better. And I mean, as much as I enjoy it, I can't help but feel a little bit like it's really a bite for the name product. I mean, and the finish, it's actually a very nice finish. It sits and lingers in your mouth with this nice green apple and a little bit of like shortbread sweetness, and it's gone. So like it doesn't linger. It's not super interesting. It's an easy to drink, interesting Irish whiskey without being complicated or confrontational or particularly complex. I do like it though. I don't like a lot of Irish whiskeys, and this one I enjoy. So there's that. Now, because it's Pride Month, and this is my channel, so I can if I want, and because history is important, it's time to remember the people who made sure that queer people like me have the rights that we have today. Today's person is Miss Major, who is a trans woman of color who was at Stonewall, who survived Stonewall, survived going to prison, and has dedicated her life to being an advocate for the LGBTQ community, for fighting for our rights and the rights of Black Americans. Um, and she's getting up there in age, and so it's time for the community to give back to her. So there's a fundraising site for her to help her pay for her retirement expenses and medical expenses. She had a stroke not too long ago, for example, and I think that because we are a community, we need to look out for them. So I'm putting a link to the fundraiser for Miss Major down in the description below. And I would appreciate it if you guys helped out. Now, let's see. Next up, ouch, apart from kneeing the stuff under my bar, next up is what's up for review next month. We've got Red Border's Premium Single Barrel South Carolina Whiskey, a gift from my friend Sierra. Fighting Cock 103. Powers Gold Label, another Irish whiskey, or you know what? Because I mentioned it in last week's video. Baker's Single Barrel, which is a bourbon, of course. Members of the Patreon and of the Whiskey Club get to vote in the Discord. Pick one, and we'll talk about it next week. Until then, because I think I've covered. Oh, right. Look for in the relatively near future an Etsy store to support the channel, because doing this costs money and I am currently unemployed. So, look for that in the future. In the meantime, stay happy, stay geeks. Slancher.